Watch me touch my eye.
I know.
Don't touch your eye. 1, 2, 3.
So welcome back to my channel. My name is Lilian Tahmasian. So today we are starting a brand new series which I'm so excited about. I'm going to be interviewing and collaborating with inspirational, influential people in the community. And today I have my first guest. Before I introduce him, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and thumbs up this video for more videos so you can watch them all. Meet Fred Goliath the Great. We're going to be doing a very interesting video, trying hot food and seeing if we can talk at the same time. So let's get into it. Bye!
Great to finally meet you. Well, actually, this is the second time.
Second time. Great to meet you second time.
Great to meet you where we're actually going to have dialogue. You know, the first time, we just hopped right into
a facial.
Me getting my face scrubbed
and that was, you were sleeping. You were sleeping.
I legit fell asleep. Yeah, no, because
so it was really comfortable for you.
100%. You know, I walked in and then I forgot her name. Lucy. She goes, okay, take off your clothes and get under the thing. I'm like, huh? I thought it was a facial. I would have trimmed my chest hairs or something.
Oh, really? The esthetician? Yeah, seriously.
You know, so it was funny, but I knocked out like 5 minutes into it. I was out.
And how many compliments have you gotten on your skin?
Everyone said I was glowing. I was the glowing gorilla. Seriously, it was like so relaxing. I was like, oh my god, this is like.
Of course.
The best. Now I get it. I get what you guys doing over there.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so are you excited to be here and doing what we're doing? Have you done anything like this before?
No. This is the first time I'm doing it. And what are we doing exactly? Okay,
so we are going to be tasting mild to extremely hot, which I don't think neither of us have tried. So we have milkshakes on hand. We have water.
Water.
We have water.
We have water.
In case we need that.
We're at Dave's Hot Chicken, so we gotta make sure we show some love to Dave's Hot Chicken. So we ordered mild, medium, hot, extra hot, and Reaper. And we've been warned ahead of time that, you know,
the Reaper might be a little, you know, willing to give it a try.
Yeah, but there's no punks here, so we're gonna do it.
No punks here.
No punks here. No. And really, this is just a social experiment to see if we can have Lilian lose her accent by Reaper.
Absolutely not.
Let's see.
Absolutely not.
What do we have?
So this is mild.
All right, we got mild.
Okay, mild. Okay.
And then medium. Okay. Hot right here.
Oh wow.
Extra hot, and then we're gonna go get Reaper right now.
Coming up.
Oh wow.
Put that on the end. There we go.
And we got fries. Put it right there.
Thank you. And question, can we touch, like if I touch it, are my hands gonna burn off?
For the Reaper, yeah. You want gloves?
Please.
Yeah.
What do you mean? The hands are gonna burn off?
Yeah, Doka, it's fine.
Yeah, try not to touch your...
So now, thank God I asked.
We're gonna have to wear gloves.
We have mild to the extreme, most
That's
extreme Reaper chicken.
That's right, and we got pickles. And I've never had Dave's Hot Chicken, which is like a no-no in the Armenian community, but I don't live in Glendale. So this is my first time having Dave's Hot Chicken. I've been dying to have some.
This is my second time having this, I'm not gonna lie, but I haven't even gone anywhere near the spice that this.
Oh, it's your second time having it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Second time ever. So before we get started, what are your thoughts on spice? How do you see spice? Like, are you into it? Are you not?
No, I love spicy. No, I absolutely love spicy foods. I don't like when it's too crazy because I like to taste the food. When it gets too spicy, you know, you start losing the sensation in your mouth, and
of course,
you don't even know what you're doing anymore. Mild.
This is mild.
This is mild.
Okay. Cheers.
We're just gonna warm up. Cheers.
Good chicken.
That's bomb.
It's really good chicken.
It's very good. That's very damn good, actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this sauce. Okay.
Okay, so before we get into the deep questions, tell us a bit about your background. What's your profession? What do you do?
Yeah, so my background is I own a creative agency in Pasadena. It's a small little group, and you know we do anything and everything for a business or organization to become successful. So that's anywhere from the logo development to copywriting to web development, advertising, print, video, photography, anything beginning to end, SEO. Do it all to help companies become successful.
What's it called? What's the business called?
It's called Goliath Graphics.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
And graphics is spelled Graffix.
He has to have his own twist. Perfect. I was telling you this story when we had our pre-interview. So I just came to America and we didn't have like, I don't know, we're not very big on spices back home. So I go to Ralph's and there's like capsicum, my Australians don't like green pepper, red pepper, whatever. And I see like these tiny orange peppers. So I just grab it with my hand, check out, I'm cooking, I'm going like this, I cut into little pieces. 10 minutes go by and I come to grab my phone. I'm like, why is my phone like boiling hot? I'm like, that's weird. Maybe it's like overheating. And then I go and grab my laptop. I'm like, why is my laptop overheating? 5 minutes go past. I'm like, my hands are burning. Like the skin's peeling off. You guys, I sat in like yogurt. I sat in mods on. I didn't go to dance that night. And I was praying and mods on toothpaste cuter.
It sounds like an X-Men origin story. You know, like
100%.
this is how you unlock your superpowers. Like my spicy story. You know, we used to eat the peppers, and I carried some in my jacket pocket one time. Don't ask me why. You know, a few days later, my pockets are empty, but my hands are in my pocket. And then I went and I wiped my face, and then my eyes start burning. Everything starts burning. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I remembered I had those peppers, the habanero peppers, which I had those in my pocket.
Jesus
and
Christ.
it was it still stuck around that
I didn't get it. Like, why don't they put like warning signs?
what's the fun in
gloves.
that? The whole fun is watching people, you know,
Die.
get it, you know.
And just panic and pure. Okay.
And they look cute, right? They're like cute little orange peppers. So
But they're deadly.
They're super deadly.
Never again.
We're going on to the medium.
This is the medium one.
The mild was, I felt the spice. I mean, like they said it was mild. I mean,
Really?
But I feel it, you know.
As you're biting, you have become a new source to our Armenian community, and I'm assuming this was after the Artsakh war. How did that go about? How do you manage that? Oh, and how do you, like this role that you're playing, how do you feel about it on Instagram?
Wow, there's a lot of questions.
Answer them all.
Answer them all in order. Let me just say the medium, I'm feeling it. That's very good. It's happened on its own. You know, I was active on Instagram and Twitter, and I wasn't really involved in the Armenian community, like organizations or anything like that. I've never been a part of any Armenian organization. Never went
really?
to, yeah. So even to me, it's kind of surprising how it all kind of just happened, you know. And when the war first broke out on Twitter, you know, we started seeing posts from Azeris making claims about Armenia's history, you know, saying, you know, Armenia has no claims to these land. We're not a, you know, we weren't there. It's their historic land. And then me just being a natural like troll, you know, I just love trolling people and fun with it. I took that as an opportunity, and number one, to spread information. Because of my background, you know, with marketing and psychology degree, I understand that information is best spread when it's mixed in with humor. If you just try to do this informational thing, you just lose people. I just started making posts about mocking the absurd notion that they're this historic country. And I started gaining popularity like that, and then more and more popularity. But it was at a time when I think when my understanding now, just speaking with people and saying, well, why did you follow me? Why were you drawn to me of all the people that were out there? I asked a lot of people this. They were caught off guard. They didn't know how to respond. Everyone was just kind of like frozen because we're under attack. Like out of the blue, we're just under attack. And then not only are we under attack in Armenia, we're under attack on social media,
100%.
you know, and they're saying all this like stuff, attacking, you know, privately and all this. And I was like one of the first voices, I guess, that just responded immediately. Like war movies where you see like the guy holding the flag
Of course,
in the front.
like people just fall off your footsteps.
Yeah, and then, they saw the flag and like, let's go.
But I think you also did it with such Shinork as well. You know, I think that's like the different tang that you have.
I've always tried to keep a level head, right? I'm always trying to provide an example of how to think about a situation. You know, like one thing I know is responding to any kind of situation emotionally never yields the results you're looking for.
100%.
And I think that has to do a lot with my upbringing. You know, growing up in a public school, you're faced with a lot of different situations, and if you respond emotionally in any of those situations, it goes bad really quick.
You're not going to win, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, it's used against you.
100%.
And so I've learned through the years how to check my emotions and
Respond logically, not emotionally, right?
Right. When it's emotional, you lose logic, you lose rationale, number one. And also, you're getting the response that they're looking for.
Yeah, 100%. They want to see you break. They want
They want to see you break. They want to see you hurt. They want to see you
crumble,
angry. But then there's the whole news aspect where we were presented with so much information, a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation from Azerbaijan, from Armenia, from the U.S. And so I was taking a lot of time and doing due diligence and digging into each piece of news that was
where's
coming
it coming
out.
from?
Where's
What's
it coming
the
from?
truth
Who's
behind it?
saying
Yeah,
it and
yeah.
all this stuff, and then trying to catch the misinformation, trying to catch the areas that are meant to trip us up, and then I would say, hey, people, this is BS. Don't listen to that. Here's why and why. And I think over time people started looking to me to kind of say, hey, is this news real news, or is this just
Is it authentic or not?
yeah, is it authentic, or is it just meant to hype us up? I don't do the day-to-day anymore.
No, yeah.
I focus more on fundraising efforts because that's the most, I think, critical part of what us diasporans can do.
What we can do next.
What we can do
Yeah.
next, yeah, it's the future. So, and it's not just about like, hey, let's send money to needy families, which of course if we need to do that on some level. It's about finding the right initiatives and making sure that we're funding them, and because these initiatives are the ones that are going to help Armenia grow or to prevent the next one from happening. Biggest challenge is creating an Armenian that no one wants to leave, right?
That's a good way of looking at it. Of course.
So
Yeah.
that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Because it's there. Look, we're here, and all we're dreaming about is going back. So everything we want is there. What's not there is what we have.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
we need to create
opportunity.
that, yeah.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
That's the only reason people leave is for opportunity.
I know they have so many amazing educational centers, institutes that I'm hearing about. We had to fly there to give a talk about business and marketing, and I'm just like, this is insane. Like, people go from everywhere around the world go there just to educate themselves more. There's so much, and we just it's our job to give more opportunity and kind of go there and make sure everyone else knows about Armenia and the opportunities that they have there. Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's the beautiful thing about the diaspora, right? The irony of all this is that because of the genocide, they spread us, they pushed us all out. All these grains of flour are finding each other and uniting again.
Yeah.
But in the last 100 years, we've all been working and becoming things, right? We're becoming scientists, engineers, artists, movie makers, musicians, teachers, you name it. We are some of the best talent in the world. In every industry, there's an Armenian.
Of course.
And we're all now focused and bring all that we've learned back over there. So within just the last year, the amount of progress we've seen is incredible. Of course, it's being overshadowed by an existential threat.
Yeah.
They don't see the progress. They only focus on the negative.
Yeah.
But in 1 year,
I know. I think.
look, you and I have met, right?
Yeah.
We're doing this right now because of it.
Yeah, literally.
This is some form of growth now.
Yeah, of course. I think so too. And I think, as you said, like, the silver lining is this. Yeah, because of the war, we all came together. We literally on Glen everywhere. All the Armenians were together. They were protesting. They're fighting for what we believe is right. And I think it's something beautiful came out of it. You know what I mean? And we're going to continue doing that. And of course, it came from such a negative, like a terrible thing. But at the same time, it brought us together. People on Clubhouse, from Sydney to LA, they're talking, they're arguing, they're going back and forth, but they're communicating. And they're creating groups. Like, I think that's crazy. Like, social media has brought everyone together.
Yeah, the power of social media. I mean, I don't think they were ready for that. They weren't expecting that part.
And that's something they can never have control or power over. We're not in Armenia. Like, they can never. I mean, they can never attack us.
They tried already. We're the ones that they
No.
can't.
And I think that's the power of any community, any people coming together. And I think I'm very proud of Armenians. Wherever we go, like, as you guys know, I'm from Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about Armenians that I meet with accents, right? We have Australian, we have British. They got the accent, and then when they switch to Armenian and the accent's not there, it just throws you back like, wait, what happened to your accent?
You were saying that when he first met me, he's like, you speak really good Armenian. I'm like, yeah, I'm Armenian, but like, people don't. It's like, it takes a while.
Yeah, you expect I don't know why, I expect the Australian accent to translate over to the Armenian language, but it
When
doesn't.
you have an American accent, if you come to Australia, they'll be like, oh, you have a cool American accent, you speak Armenian. They'll be like, What happened to it?
So what happened to this American?
Yeah.
I want to hear. You're just telling me something about your first time in a movie theater. Was it your first time in a movie theater in the U.S.?
Yeah, like recently not recently, like about 3-4 years ago, I went to the movies and big popcorn fan. So I see like jalapenos and I
Jalapenos.
Jalapeno. How do you say it?
Jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
Jalapeno. Well,
Jalapeno.
jalapeno.
Jalapenos. And then I'm like, I automatically
Jalapenos.
assume this is for the popcorn. So I get my large with an extra large. So
Did you just catch what she said? She thought the jalapenos were for the popcorn.
So I get the jalapeno and I empty it on my popcorn and the juice as well.
So
And-
soggy popcorn.
Oh my god, it's the best.
Wait, wait.
No, I'm being
are you
serious.
saying you like just found something out now? Like you found a new way of eating popcorn?
Yeah, you haven't heard of this? No, I'm being serious.
No.
Okay,
Jalapeno juice?
You're welcome next time because I know you're gonna love it. You get the popcorn, jalapeno juice, jalapenos on top of it, like you soak it in, and like the wet ones are the best ones. You kind of choke and you cough in the cinema, but it's
It's a
fine.
lot of vinegar.
But you get over it.
Right? That's like vinegary and
But it's so good. It's so good.
jalapeno juice on popcorn.
Thank me later, you guys. Whatever.
We're gonna have to try that. We're gonna have to try that. I'm gonna try that.
Next time on
I'm
this
gonna
channel.
try it. We're gonna eat. We're on hot now.
We're on hot.
We're on
We're
hot.
getting there. And this was hot, so I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Before I get into the question, you have 14 kids. I just love saying that every time.
I hope not.
No, you have 14. So how do you take me through a day of your life? What does a normal day look like for you? And also, how is Fred as a dad?
That's funny. That's a funny
Good
question.
question, right?
That's a funny question. All right. So do I take a bite
Let's
first?
take a bite and answer.
All right.
Can you take the big one?
All right.
Oh my god, this is like, I know it's gonna be
I can
hot.
feel the
know it's
the
gonna be
spice.
hot.
Look at that. I don't know if you can see it
Damn.
on camera. It's like already like red. My fingers.
Oh, I feel it after.
Yeah. At first you don't feel it, and as you chew, and like wait, there it is. Like Mike Myers in a Halloween movie. You know, he's just like behind you, like with the knife, and you don't know it, and then he just kind of like.
That's hot.
It just keeps growing.
My tongue is getting numb.
To answer your question, what's it like being a dad for me? So, I'm more of a, I think, I like, pretty much how you see me is how I am as a dad. I like troll my kids all the time. And,
Oh
you
no
know,
way. Are you like their best friend or are you like a strict dad?
both. I think there's a time and place. I'm their best friend unless they forget that I'm their dad. And then I turn into, strict dad.
Their dad.
My philosophy is that everyone has their own life to live. By the time you become an adult, you are you because of your life experiences.
100%.
You got to live with the decisions you make, right? And so you don't want to become an adult and doing something that you never really wanted to do because, like, let's say your parents forced you to or something. Think about that is that, and that's the toughest part about being a parent is, like, let's say, for example, you want your kid to be a doctor, and so, like, you force them to, you got to do good at school, you get mad at them if they're not getting the grades, and, you're going to go to med school, you're going to do this, and, let's say meanwhile the kid just wanted to be a painter. It was their one life, right? It was their one life, and they didn't have that opportunity to just make the most out of get what they wanted out of life. The analogy I always give is, I'm like, look, those movies, where you travel back in time.
I
I
love
told you
this.
this, yeah.
I love this.
You travel back in time and you talk to your younger self, like Back to the Future or something, right? And you talk to your younger self and you're trying to tell them, like, hey, look, watch out, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, but the younger you is not listening to, the current you, and it's so frustrating. I'm like, well, and I tell my boys, they're older. I'm like, I'm you in the future, coming back and
So
telling
save
you,
time,
yeah,
save your energy,
Yeah.
save your difficulties and hardships and listen to me. Yeah.
maximize your potential for success. And I try and tell them the pitfalls. Yeah, they're bringing some milkshakes.
This is for the repot chicken. Thank you so much.
This is vanilla. We have another one as well.
It's so thick as well. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
we got chocolate.
Are we doing all
have-
of them?
we have options.
Oh, wow, we're tasting.
Thank
Oh,
you,
nice.
thank you.
This
Oh,
is
wow.
gonna be interesting too.
It's a taste test too. I'm so excited.
Oh man,
Thank you.
I got 2 strawberries.
Thank you. So excited. This is insane. I've only had an American milkshake, I think twice. Big Boys and In-N-Out. I tried one time.
Oh, I was just about to say the
I did it just like nazik and in drink form. Napoleon.
Napoleon. Oh.
It was like drinking Napoleon.
Oh, okay,
And I
yeah.
was like, it's so sugary.
To answer your second question, so the parenting, the day in the life. So day in the life, you know,
Yeah.
my kids play sports and I have a nice home office trying to keep them on track. Like, hey, focus. So that's my level of guidance. Is like I say
Yeah.
focus, but I'm not like, you know, like the grades aren't so hot. But then again, I'm like, you know, school's not everything. You know, that's one thing I learned about graduating and
Yeah.
doing what I'm doing is like, and we actually kind of touched on this is,
For sure.
you know, school is not everything. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you need it. Yes, you're gonna go to college. Does it matter which college? No.
But just go to college, give me the certificate, and then do whatever you want.
Yeah,
kind
just
of
go
thing.
to university, like,
For sure.
and more so for the experience than the
I think so,
actual,
too.
you know, what they're gonna learn.
I think so,
You know, the experience of, you know, living absolutely broke. You know, having
Ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles, yeah, ramen noodles, hot dogs, and egg. Just that college lifestyle where you're with a group of friends and you're like talking and discussing ideas.
Yeah.
We're in a meeting, and we were organizing a party that we're gonna throw. We used to rent venues and throw these big parties
Oh, wow.
and charge at the door. It was like
Yeah.
a big thing. They said, you know, we need a flyer. Who can design a flyer? I was like, mind you, we had two brothers that were design majors. They didn't raise their hand in the meeting, you know.
Almost.
And so I was like, I think my computer came with some kind of like program. I was like, I'll try and do something, you know.
That's nice, yeah.
And then so I just stayed up literally all night long. You know, nothing's changed, right?
Yeah,
I stayed
yeah.
up all night long. I designed something, and it was like we were like loving, like, oh my god, this is the shit. This is everything. You know, looking back,
Yeah.
it's just garbage.
But at the time, I'm sure.
At the time,
At
yeah. The party was a huge success. Other fraternities and sororities started asking like who did it and all that,
No
and
way.
I started doing their stuff, and then started doing some of the work for the university. And so by the time I graduated, you know, I had my degree in psychology, and I already put in a couple of years of designing and working with businesses under the belt.
Yeah.
And I was actually working full-time chemist.
No way.
Yeah, I was a chemist
I
full-time.
can't imagine. No way.
Yeah, my whole lab code, doing chemistry, all that stuff. And once I graduated, I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna do this. You know, I'm gonna see if I can do this full time, and I haven't looked back.
And with the psychology, because I know you mentioned you did psychology, does that help you in your day to day? Do you feel like you look at things differently? You judge people, not judge, but like you look at people differently with their actions, how they talk, how they act. Like, you know what I mean?
100%, 100%. One of the main things I always tell people is number one, don't take things personal.
Tete virtue.
Yeah, because you know you don't know why someone, you know, like if someone's like being like, let's say, short with you or being an asshole, the first thing is to take it personal and go, well, what's your problem with me? But
Yeah.
if you really stop and think about it, you don't know what's going on in their day.
For sure.
You know, a lot of times, you know, they might need you. It could be a cry for help. So I guess what I do is I try and analyze someone in terms of like, what is their intent? What are they trying to do? Or you know, before I
What's their motive?
the motive and all this stuff. And we were talking about this earlier, actually,
Yeah.
the behavior versus the
Logic versus
The state of mind.
emotion. Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think when you look at it in a different point of view, you're like, that makes sense. Why you react the way you do has a lot to do with you and nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
more to do with you than to me.
exactly
Anything to do with
100%.
me. Yeah.
And when you understand that, you don't take things personal.
Yeah.
You know, people have said some like foul things to me, or like, you know, but I don't even like, I'm not even mad at them because I understood why they said what they said.
Or why they reacted the way they did.
And I get a lot of flack for this right now in the Armenian community because some people in the community want me to have a harder stance on things. You know?
Like to be like, no, like have a stance and be more anger. Like they
Yeah.
want to see the anger.
Yeah, they want to see more anger. They want me to be more like anti this or pro that. No, it's hard for me to go either way because I'm not a black or white
For sure, of course.
kind of person. I see things in gray. Not so like it's either this or that. Like, well, that part is true. This part is not true.
I think that the reason you are the way you are is because I think you've had experiences. I think sometimes it's harder to explain to the youth, like, let's think with our, like, it's logic, not emotion, you know? Why is someone doing, or why are you being angry if someone has a different stance on things? That's their opinion, you know? It's not to say you're wrong, take it down, that's their opinion. You have your own, it's fine, you know?
Yeah, and it's okay. I mean, that's what makes
It's literally okay.
it's literally okay. You're not gonna ever find anyone that if you go down a list on issues that you agree with 100% down the whole line.
No, and how boring would that
And
be?
that would
anyway?
be super
Yeah,
boring, right?
Yeah.
The key is not to always agree, but be able to have dialogue and understand why we disagree.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think that's the beauty of life. Like, you have your experience, I have mine. Why do you think that way? Great. I've learned something new. Why do I think this way? You're like, oh, cool. I didn't see it from that point of view.
It comes with experience.
100%.
I learned a big lesson in college one time. You know, I got pretty drunk, and I said some really bad things about some people that I considered very close friends to me. I don't even remember saying it the next day. These friends approached me and they said, "Hey, why'd you say these things?" Like, I didn't say these things. What are you talking about?
No.
And then I asked some other friends, like, "Oh yeah, you said it." I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I would say something like that." That moment kind of defined me in a lot of ways in how I thought about things in the future. Because some people would, let's say they put in that situation, they would double down. But I made it a point to literally go to each one of those people
And apologize.
and straight up like humble myself and apologize. Like, look, I can't believe I said that. I'm sorry. Like, that's not me. No, man, people can make mistakes. It's okay. You know, like, they make mistakes. I'm not ready to just write someone off because of like one stupid comment, or and not everyone's going to be mature enough to say my bad. They just want to double down because they think that's the right way.
Yeah.
So
But it's about what they do after they've learned that mistake.
right.
Is it
Exactly.
going to be a continuous pattern? That's when it's like, okay.
That again was that just a bad behavior, or is that like a state of mind?
Yeah, because if it's a state of mind, that's a different thing. But if it's like a bad, like you can get, I feel like people can get back on the right track if they wanted to,
Yeah, a bad behavior can be corrected.
100%.
But behavior is behavior, but a bad mindset, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah. But it's very interesting how your psychology comes and plays a role in what you do and how you think. I actually learned this 2009 uni.
Uni means university.
Yeah, correct. And we learnt about like the marketing, what marketing tools they use to persuade you to buy, click, remarketing, like everything. You say, you mention something, it pops up everywhere on your screen. It's insane, but I think the commodity sign, why is McDonald's yellow and red? Did you know?
Yeah. Well,
Makes you hungry.
makes you hungry, yeah.
So much goes into like exact psychology goes so well with marketing that you would think it has nothing to do with each other, but it's like so meshed.
100%.
I think the world runs literally because of like marketing and psychology.
100%.
It's business. That's insane.
The subliminal messages,
Oh my
all
gosh.
kinds of like.
Like The Simpsons when we were younger, everything became reality.
I know,
So I
right?
genuinely don't know. I mean, if you want to know what's gonna happen, just go watch another Simpson episode.
That's creepy though.
But that's
like we joke
scary.
about it, but when we look at it, it's
I
kind
know.
of creepy.
I genuinely, I know it's funny, but I'm like, how did they really come up with this? So kind of going back to what you kind of wrote down to this, but what would be the biggest lesson you think you've learned this past year?
Always be measured in what you say. Always think twice about what you're gonna say and do.
As in, your words have power.
Your words have power. They absolutely do. That's one thing I've learned just because of the role that I was thrust in. I got to see firsthand how powerful
And of course,
words can be, especially when you have a platform. I always say I will never attack an Armenian. You won't see me call any Armenian out. You won't see me, no matter, and they attack me all day long, and trust me, they tempt me.
they poke until they
poke,
say Fred.
poke,
But do
poke.
you burst? You
Oh
don't
yeah,
burst?
oh I do. Oh.
You do with them? Like,
I do with them.
you
They'll hear from me if I. Not even then. Not even then. I think just one or two times where it's like,
when they try and poke you a bit too hard.
yeah. I think one or two times I lost my cool, and I even apologized. I get mad when I feel like I'm being egged on to do that.
People like that, for example, they try and like, just to get a reaction, if you come with them with a blank point of view, no emotion, like, okay,
Drives them crazy.
that's when they're gonna boil. But it's like, I had no idea. Some people's brain works that way.
Oh yeah.
Just to get a reaction, just to keep like, emotion, or get your emotion. But
That's a common thing in like in marriages or,
No
or,
way.
or like rough things, because typically the man will be like a narcissist and they like to put down their wife or something.
That gives them power.
It gives them a sense of power, and so I'm always telling, like, if you want, the proper response isn't to defend yourself. Like, let's say you have a guy, they love like a typical narcissist would like to like say something to demean you in some kind of way,
Yeah.
to belittle you. and the natural response is to defend yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but that's what they want. Now they have power over you. Look at you defending yourself because of me,
Yeah.
because of my opinion.
Yeah.
Look at you losing yourself.
Yeah.
But instead, if I said what I said and you just
Like
pat me on the shoulder, go, okay,
That's like savage.
you know,
And they're like, damn.
and you just say okay and you smile or like laugh, it just eats them up, and then you know it gets them because now they'll follow up with even something worse.
They try and quote. Yeah, that's crazy.
They'll go worse. It's like you really want to see what level of evil someone is capable of.
Neutral.
Keeping indifferent.
Yeah, capable.
And this is what I do with like the Azeris and Turks that
Yeah.
DM me.
Yeah.
You just let them talk long enough and don't show it that it affects you. They keep upping what they say, and the next thing you know, they're saying the most vile, disgusting things. Like, I can't believe another
Yeah.
human being is saying this
Yeah.
because they're not getting what they want. So they're like, more.
course.
The one thing I will not let happen is let someone's words control me.
Yeah.
Like, I will not be controlled by words by someone else. That's like the weakest like mind there is, right? Well, if you're walking down the street and a crazy person starts calling you an alien, are you gonna like argue with them
Some people would.
and prove to them that you're not an
But
alien?
some
Are you gonna do
people
that?
would, yeah.
No, you're just gonna be like, okay, you're crazy. I'm not even gonna
Have a great day.
Yeah, I'm not
Peace.
going to dignify it with an
Yeah.
answer. Because look, this is what happens if I make some ridiculous claim about you, right? And you start defending it. It's this ridiculous, completely untrue claim, right? And you start defending it. Guess what? It gave some credibility to what I said.
And I'm shedding light to it more.
And you're shedding light to it more. But the fact that you are now trying to defend it makes the outside people go, well, maybe there's some truth to it.
Yeah, why is she so angry?
But instead, if you're just like, okay, like whatever, I'm not even gonna like
Yeah.
dignify that with an answer. That gives it no power. Like people are like, okay, that guy must be just crazy, just like yelling in an empty room.
100%.
So
No, you give power to things that you should shed light on. The second you give no power, no meaning to whatever that is, it's done. It's powerless.
Very
Mind is very powerful. And I'm sure everyone has days like this. I wake up one day and I'm like, oh, I have so much to do. I'm gonna have such a stressful day. I literally start off like by creating like a negative platform to start on. The second I wake up, I'm like, oh, I have so much to do, right? I have so many deadlines. But touch wood, how lucky am I to have deadlines? People would only wish to be in my position, as if I'm going to complain. Write it on a tangible list because I like to tick it off, and that's it. Get my coffee and I'm out. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to complain.
my biggest client actually helped me realize something. Like I would never take breaks. I would never go on vacation. I would never do this. And he's my number one like VIP client.
Wow.
He goes, you need to go on a vacation. And I go, no, I can't. I got a lot of work. He goes, listen to me. I'm telling you. Okay? I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Go on a vacation. Your clients will still be there. I promise you, they'll still be there.
Yeah.
Their world does not revolve around you. You're not as important as you think you are.
Yeah. Wow.
Bittersweet, right? It's like kind of like harsh, but also like
It's a
true.
reality,
Like you're not.
yeah.
Listen, you're not as important as you think you are. You know, just because someone is like frantically going, "Where's my project?" They'll live. If
Yeah.
your project's late, they'll be fine. You know. So I always remind myself like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'll lose the job.
Subscribers know this. There's this saying that I've said in my head for the past like 10 years, since uni days. As soon as I get stressed or like there's a hardship coming along, I'm like in my head, I'm like, you're not gonna die. Get over yourself. You're not gonna. And that saying comes and goes in my head like 20 times a day.
We're extra hot now, guys. I'm telling you, that hot was hot. Where it's gonna get fun.
I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Cheers.
All right, here we go. This is extra hot.
Okay. Always kicking in.
I'm getting like tinglies. It's like tingling. Made my ears start itching.
I think that's a 9 out of a 10, no? An 8 or 9 out of a 10.
Of spiciness? Yeah, I'm gonna say that's probably an 8 out of 10. Ooh, it's like even like hurting my stomach a little bit.
For those of you that don't know, Fred calls himself a gorilla.
Come on.
It's like this whole branding thing. How did this come about? I want you to explain to them. How did this come about?
The gorilla came about because the Azeris would attack me and call me the Armenian gorilla as an insult. Like, oh, the gorilla.
As an insult.
As an insult, yeah. They'll call me the gorilla, the Armenian gorilla, you know? You know, I took a page out of Eminem's book, 8 Mile.
Beautiful book.
Beautiful book, right?
Yeah. New York bestseller.
You know, so you just
I'm gonna have another bite after this.
yeah, go for it.
This is
So
good.
you know and you know I don't know if you guys remember the movie 8 Mile, but
Yeah, of course.
you know, he took whatever, and this is, you know, when I was talking about growing up in a public school system, this is the survival tactics that you learn in a public school system. You know, you're gonna get messed with all the time, and how you respond is critical, because if you get emotional, it's
They won.
They won. It's even more powerful to them. So you take, you know, the 8 Mile, you know, he took everything they were saying, he said it about himself first, and then they had nothing left to say. I took the gorilla away from them.
You turned a negative into a positive.
Turn it into a positive.
I shouldn't have taken another bite.
No,
Alright,
that's good. It's so good though.
last question. So we're both business owners and entrepreneurs. How did this whiskey come about? I don't know much about the alcohol industry, but how did it come about? The branding, the marketing for it. Tell us how you got started.
And because, like I said, one of the main things I was doing was fundraising, and so the philosophy I've always tried. Wow, this is getting really hot.
Yeah.
Philosophy's always been, you know, the buying power for Armenians is very powerful. I mean, look at what we've done, Glendale, in these cities that weren't thriving before we got there. And so, if we can just keep every dollar that we have within our circle, eventually that dollar will make its way back to Armenia. And along the way, it has empowered all the Armenians that benefited from that dollar, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know, every sale, $20 is going to get donated to a different nonprofit.
That's amazing.
You know, and being in the line of work that I am in, the line of work you're in too, you get to know all the ins and outs of many industries.
100%.
You get to learn a lot of suppliers and a lot of things along the way. So for me, it was like I already kind of knew how to do it all, just because of the clients that I've had previously. Moved
Came up
along
with
pretty
this.
quickly. I got it launched within a few months.
No way. And so did you have like a whole, I want to show them, did you have like a whole taste test? They would send it to you, taste it?
Right. So I put together like these private get-togethers for me and my closest people.
No way.
And we had like different recipes narrowed in, I think, on like the flavor palette or the flavor profile that is best suited to drink the whole night. The women are always surprised by it. They always go, I don't drink whiskey, you know, because they think it's gonna be harsh, and then they take a sip and like, whoa.
Should we get the gloves on?
Yeah, we gotta get the gloves on for this part, huh?
Lala, let's say pray.
It's just pepper.
So before, because I know once I don't think we're going to be talking after this. Last question. Is there anything that you think your audience would want to know about you? And then also, because I know I'm not going to be able to speak, what word of advice would you give to the Armenian youth, or any youth generally speaking, if you could say anything to them?
What my audience want to know about me? I don't know. I'm always surprised they want to know anything about me, to be honest with you. But I do think that a lot of people are just interested in my personal life because I kept that pretty private.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept it pretty private. So they're always shocked. People are like, you have kids? You're married? I'm like,
I literally didn't know he had 14 kids.
4 kids, not 14. God, no. It's darker and darker.
Yeah.
It's like, it was like orange, red. Now it's like just black. I could feel it in my brain. Yeah, it's like hitting me right here. Oh yeah.
So hot, it almost doesn't taste. I can't feel the taste anymore. What would you rate that out of a 10?
I'm gonna say that's a 9. My advice to the youth. Great question.
Thank you.
Before my first son was born,
How old were you when your first son was born?
26. So before he was born, I asked myself, I go, what do I want to teach my kids? You know, like when you're about to become a parent, that's I think everyone, wow.
Is your tongue going numb?
My tongue just went like it has a heartbeat right now. There's so many things you want your kids to learn, right? You want to teach them this and that. And you realize that, you know, if you try and teach them everything, they're not going to learn any of it. It just goes in one ear, out the other. We've all been kids. It would be like the one thing, I said, instead of trying to teach them everything, what is the one principle or one thing I'd want to teach them that can kind of cover it all?
Yeah. Like
You
the
know.
one word of advice.
The one word of advice, the one thing. And I thought and I came down to one key concept that I think applies to everything and everyone. is control your mind. If you can control your own mind, you will be unstoppable. Your mind is your biggest weakness and it is your biggest strength. You look at any success or any failure, it comes down to the strength of that person's mind. Their ability to control their own thoughts, their ability to tell themselves to wake up every day and get at it, the ability to push through negativity, the ability to not give up when feeling like down. All comes down to the ability to control your own mind. That is the only difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person. Take another bite of the super spicy.
No, I'm not that brave. I did this one. My biggest thing that I always tell anyone that comes my way, people come to me all the time, this is a bit off topic, but they're like, I have this goal, I have this dream, I don't know if I can do it, I don't want to do it, it's going to be hard. A, if it was easy, would you want to do it, right? No one. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. B, there's this quote that it's like, dreams come to those who have the power to give them life. And I feel like, and I've always known that, but I was reading this book a few years ago, and I literally, like, that made me stop and be like, oh, like, damn, like, I really am running out of time. Because if you don't give life to your dreams, they're going to die when you die. That's it, like, your dream's dead. Because you're not going to ever release the dream the way that you want to release it, and that dream is never going to have life. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, I should be an Oscar award-winning actress, I need to have my own agency, I need to do this. But it's like people don't understand, A, their power, B, how little we're on earth for. Like, they think, oh, I'm going to be living until I'm, like, no, you're not.
You only have one life to live, that's it.
You're here for such a short period of time, so do it. And don't let anything hold you back. You know, you have no idea how powerful you are. And I always say that to my audience. I'm like, if only you knew. And as what we were saying, we've grown up with, like, if you could go back, what would you do? But, like, pretend you're back now. Like what you were telling your kids. Like, you're back now, do it now.
Do it. Change whatever you're going to change right now. Yeah. I'm always like, just look at where you need to step today. Like, just look at, like, I just need to put my foot on that rock today, and that's it.
That's it. Today's goal. What's
today's goal? Is that rock. I'm gonna step right there. Tomorrow, that one. Tomorrow, that one. Now, the next thing you know, after a full year,
you're climbing the mountain.
You're climbing the mountain. Yeah. Like, just start now. Yeah. Little by little by little, you're gonna make huge progress.
1,000,000%. Yeah. I already feel inspired.
This is bomb.
It really is pretty good. We have to thank Dave and his chicken.
Dave. The Dave's Hot Chicken for sure. The guys were awesome and gracious to let us use their spot.
Thank you for all the chicken, all the food, all the milkshakes. We really appreciate it. We came to the Glendale store, so come check them out. Don't forget
they're all over the place.
Yeah, but they're all over the place. Don't forget to get your gloves if you're gonna try this one. Be careful not to touch your eye. It was really good. Thank you so much for watching. I adore you guys. I truly appreciate every single comment, subscription, follow, DM that I get. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much to Fred, for Life the Great, for coming on my channel.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you. Follow him, buy his whiskey.
When it's available.
When it's available, pre-order it. Maybe I can pre-order it. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and thumbs up this video for more videos. Can't wait to introduce you guys to the many guests that are coming as well. Enjoy it. Have a beautiful day. I adore you guys. Bye.